Hey, it's Richard Lewis, alive and unwell. Poor me. Poor, pitiful me, as Warren G. would say. God bless him. I got
Oh boy, sad news today. Richard Lewis passed away at the age of 76 years old. And everybody, I am Stefan. Thanks for tuning in right now. And yeah, I'm kind of sad about this one. Richard Lewis, I know it's a rock channel, but I put this on Coffee Talk too. So if you're watching, whoever's watching, subscribe and hit that bell to be notified for any other breaking news. Let's check it out and talk about it right now. Yeah, Richard Lewis, 76 years old, passed away from a heart attack in his LA home. It's all happening right now. This is the news that I'm hearing, that you're hearing. So I wanted to talk about it right now. And it just came upon my desk right here. I tried to get him on the show actually because he was a rock and roller. He loved music, and here he is.
today,
That's
man.
his YouTube show
Someone
right there.
I love, who blew my mind the first time I saw him. I'm going to let him in fast. I don't want to waste any of your time having
Such a
just
funny
me on
guy.
the screen. Mr. JB.
I was following his YouTube show and I loved it a lot. And here's I think it's JP, the other comedian that's on Curb Your Enthusiasm with Richard, and Richard's interviewing him here. But it's funny, they bust chops, it's raw, it's unedited, it's not really produced. And I was a fan of him back in the day, but his podcast was really cool. And we all know he was been sick for a while, but he was going on here on his podcast and just even mocking his sickness right here. Look at the introduction, how he would do it.
Hey, it's Richard Lewis, alive and unwell. Poor me. Poor, pitiful me, as Warren G. would say. God bless him. I got a great guest today, man. Someone I love, who blew my mind the first time I saw him. I'm going to let him in fast. I don't want to waste any of your time having just me on the screen. Mr. JB Smoove, actor, writer, author, you name it. And one of the greatest improvisational guys I've ever been lucky to work with and see and experience.
His podcast is really cool. Let me go to some of the comments really quick, because I see some people in here chatting with me, and I don't want to take away from this video, but you could go check his website, his YouTube channel out, and didn't have a lot of followers. I thought it was really cool, but hold on, let's get over here. Let me fix this a little bit right there. Yeah, that's a little better right here. Let me put up some of the comments. Mitch Weissman, terrible news. Always had a nice time with him. Last time at the Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles. Oh, so Mitch got to hang with him. All right. And Joe, rest in peace. Richard Lewis over here. 100 Hooker, totally unique, one of a kind. Rest in peace. Kelly, rest in peace. I was lucky to see Richard at the High Point Theater back in the day. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Check out some of this podcast right here of his.
So I'll let him in now, and we'll see.
You'll know this guy right there. You know him, everybody. It's like my show. They're trying to get it together, organize it.
JB,
look at you.
Look at me. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on, JB. You're not going to scare my ass. My fucking ass. There's no way. Are you standing on a chair, or is that your high chair? What are you sitting? That's a good angle.
Hold on.
Doing a monster movie.
Down a little bit. There
that
you
was
go.
The same angle in the monster that ate Cleveland. It was the monster was always looking down on little toy villages. Hey man,
I wanted to give you a feeling as if you were in a hospital bed and I was looking down on you.
You know what? And that's how you got to remember, everybody, smiling and laughing. You know, when people pass away like this is how you got to remember them. Smiling and laughing. It's the only way to be. But I wanted just to share this with you guys right here. And I'm tuning in right here, and I see, if you're tuning in, anybody watching this right now, the sad news that comedian Richard Lewis has passed away at the age of 76 years old. The comedian and actor who starred opposite Larry David on his hit HBO show passed away Tuesday night. And let's see over here. It says here, I'm reading, with Bette Midler being one of the first people who noted it Wednesday. She didn't provide much detail, simply writing, on a sad note, the great Richard Lewis has died. And then according to his rep, he had passed away from a heart attack in his home in Los Angeles. I actually was in contact with that rep a while ago, trying to get Richard on the show. And he wrote back politely, not now, he's filming. So It's a shocking turn of events for fans of the beloved curb star. And as we all know, he was very public about it, battling Parkinson's disease, and which he announced he'd been diagnosed with it, I believe, last year. If I'm incorrect, make sure you tell us in the comments down below. But let's check out some of his podcasts right here. I'll share this with you.
You know, that takes a lot of balls, man. I've been in my share of hospitals. It's good to see you, pal.
Hey, man.
Let me ask you,
You're handsome.
is that a New York Knicks hat, or is
No,
it just?
it's just a regular. This is a regular old blue hat.
Well,
It's a
isn't that?
regular blue hat, you know, Club Monaco or something like that. I don't know. Somewhere in my travels.
But do you change hats for different gigs you have to suck up to the directors or the product? You have to, don't you?
Sometimes you gotta, yeah. Sometimes you gotta just, you know, whatever team they're affiliated with, you know. But you know, I am a suffering Knick fan. I'm a suffering Jet fan. So
Right.
I go from Jet hat sometimes to Knick hat, and I go back and forth a little bit. Sometimes I wear a Knick hat forward and a Jet hat backwards. You know.
Listen, JB, I'm very disgusted the way this is going. Take care.
I mean, come on. He was great. The great Richard Lewis, man. Oh, man, I'm really sad about this one because I enjoyed him as a comedian and as a person. He seems really funny and down to earth. He would have been a lot of fun to interview. Well, in the meantime, I'm reading this as you guys could all go online and read it. Richard Lewis, if we go, he was born 1947. He died February 27th. Yesterday, 2024. They're saying he died of a heart attack as the cause of death. And it was great. He was neurotic. His humor was dark. And but he was funny as hell, man. Richard Lewis, man. And anyway, remember him in that show, Anything But Love? Remember, that was another good one. So put your comments down below. Remember Richard Lewis. Remember the laughs. And in the meantime, I am Steph, and I wanted to share this with guys. This news with you guys. It's sad breaking news. Big loss. In the meantime, put your comments, like I said, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and check out our playlist for some great stuff. Keep laughing, keep rolling with the punches. The great Richard Lewis.
You know, I've been looking forward to this. Well, I won't keep the house.
You look handsome today too. Look at you. Got the hair all slicked back, all nice. Look at you.
Well, you know, my wife, you know, this is me. This is like, yeah, I slick it back. You know, I'm trying to do a Chris Walken thing now. You know, man. You know, I don't know when we're going to get off strike, but I'm looking forward to. You know, I have a couple. I want to share a couple of things with you. And I know I told you this a long time ago. You know, when I first saw you, I didn't see you. I didn't recall seeing a lot of the stuff you were on. Some stand-up
guy
stuff
from the get-go.
You did your longer specials and SNL. You did a couple of things, but when I saw you when I was home, I remember the night. And I saw the first episode as Leon Black in Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I was like, "What the? Where the fuck did this? This is like a black extraterrestrial." And that was the exact thing I should have said, because I told you. I know it's grandiose and everything, and I'm not sucking up to you. I love you, but I remember someone back in Ohio, the Ohio State University, where I went, some guy handed me, I was at some hip political bar, and a guy says,
"God damn it, I really loved watching you on Curb. I'm really bummed about this." Me too, Jeff.
Jimi Hendrix. Hurry up. Here's some opium. Take this opium and go listen to this album. Are you experienced? I'm okay. And he handed it to me like it was a drug deal. And I went back. The opium did nothing for me, as I recall. And I listened to that Hendrix album, and it stayed with me for the rest of my life. And so did you, my friend. That first episode, you're something else. And
compared him to Jimi Hendrix. See, there's always rock and roll in the conversation with Richard Lewis right here. But in the meantime, everybody, I am Stefan. Let's remember the great Richard Lewis. Thanks for watching. Sylvia, great comedian. He will be missed. You're right. Until then, everybody, stay beautiful. And remember, who loves you, baby? We do. We'll catch you all later. Rest in peace, Mr. Lewis. Thanks for the funny.